Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'll be going through the batters for BBL SuperCoach 24-25 season. This will be a batters only. I'll try and keep track and sort of skip over the dual position players who we will do in a big lot on, what will that be, Friday, as they will be their own separate video, given the fact that there is a lot of dual position players in the batter slots and not many batters. So this one will probably be actually really short, or in comparison very similar to what we did with the wicket keepers. The bowlers probably a little bit longer, as we know they hold a better share of the points compared to the batters. And then the all-rounders will probably be a really long one, because there is going to be, I would suspect, a good solid 50 all-rounders, I would think. So anyway, let's just jump into this video here. Maxwell and short all-rounders. Steve Smith won't play till round 7, and just because he is a batter only and won't bowl, I would not be paying that price. So yeah, I wouldn't be paying that price for Steve Smith, even if he shows the form that he did even if he showed form in the test series and then came back to the BBL and smashed hundreds. I would not be picking him as a batter only, just because that price, if he gets out for 0, just doesn't fit. Chris Lynn, let me just double check. Bookmarks. Let me check here. I need to just check with the, okay, let's go impacted players here. Overton, Duckett, Chauhan, contracted. We are looking for Lynn here. Doesn't say anything about Lynn, nothing there. So it doesn't, I can't find Lynn in anything in regards to missing the tournament, which is a good thing. So yeah, you can, I want to just double check any other planners. Nope. So yeah, I don't think Lynn's in anything yet, although that can obviously change. We've seen so much change in the last week anyway. So Lynn's a guy that I don't think I'll be selecting anyway, just because his relevance really goes after rounds 2 and 4 in their doubles. That's when you probably can select him, given he's one of the more consistent ones. I personally won't be, because I think there are definitely still, with there being rounds 2 and 4, if I just quickly go to Google Sheets and show you this, yes, you would have seen also that my Google Sheet would have gone live. This Google Sheet would have gone live, and if we just go to BBL schedule, you'll see here that on their double Adelaide, you'll see rounds 2 and 4, they still have the Renegades and also the Perth Scorchers on their doubles alongside them. So that really, if we scroll down here, you'll see Lynn sort of falls into this batter slot. If not, he probably is good enough to go into the number 3 slot here alongside wicket keepers, because he's that good of a batter, or a super coach batter. So I just think there'll be enough bowling all-rounders and bowlers, and maybe even the wicket keeper, that I just don't bother selecting him, especially at that inflated price or that high price. So that's why I would stay clear of him. Walter, Hardy, Nessa, Carey, we talked about, Webster, Sands. Okay, Pope is the next one. Pope's actually an interesting one. The test match between New Zealand and England kicks off tomorrow, the first test, and he's batting 6, not 3. They've decided to put Bethel at 3, who's averaging 25 in test cricket. First class cricket, so who the heck knows? But that's an interesting one, because Pope is keeping right now, because their keeper in someone, I forgot who it was, injured their hand. I forgot who keeps them at the moment, but anyway, beside the point. So they bring across Ollie Robertson, not the Ollie Robertson bowler, the Ollie Robertson keeper. I forgot which club county he plays for. But yeah, that means that both Hurst is fine. He's not going to be selected or brought across. So that's fine for the likes of Perth. That was something that we thought for like 5 or 6 hours that might happen. Secondly, it means Pope's been moved out of his number 3 slot for Bethel, and he's now keeping at number 6. Whether that is so that they protect him because he's actually keeping, that could be a warranted argument. But also, are they finally going to get rid of Pope? If so, does he get released from the test squad and then actually play early on for Adelaide? I mean, it only really impacts Nielsen. and Overton goes down one more in the order, I suspect. But yeah, that's a thing to think about. Wicketkeeper, or dual position plays. And we get down to Finn Allen, another guy that I think will play well. I just cannot have it in me because we saw what happened with David Warner last year. And David Warner's also one that's been randomly spiked at... you can see here, David Warner started at 125k and somehow only dropped to 120. I don't know how that worked necessarily. But yeah, he had a 37 and a 30. Do we have his stats the year before that as well? His year before that, he averaged 14.6. So they're manually pricing him each and every year at a high price just because he's an international player, which is really annoying and really just shouldn't be done, to be honest with you. He should be priced at 25, which is like 70k. But they're not going to do that. But you can see here, he priced at 204k and ended the year at 102k just because he was out of form. I don't think I can have a batter only in that manner, such as Finn Allen. Even though Finn Allen's in really good form, I feel like, just because this is the scenario that happens if they are just out of form. You can just see that happening easily. Him just going in, I think he averaged, what did he average with the bat? Let's just go to fancy stats here. 63 runs and a catch. So he averaged 63 in like 6 innings or something like that. Yeah, something like that, I think it was. Just go here. That looks like 5. So 63 in 5 innings. So he averaged like 12 with the bat for the tournament. Like, you just cannot have that. 12.6 with the bat. And he got 14.6. So yeah, it doesn't just, yeah, it's really bad. So that's why I wouldn't be going Finn Allen. Shafane Rutherford and Warner fall under that same exact category. Way too pricey. Daniel Hughes misses early tournament, misses the Sixers double, I suspect, so no to him. Then we get through some more dual position players. Then we go down to Laurie Evans. Let me just double check if I've missed anyone. I don't think I have from memory. I might miss someone later down because they sort of get all clumped together, whereas you sort of, when you pick your teams and everything, you sort of know these top liners. But Laurie Evans, 136.5k batter only. He's an interesting one because of the 2 early doubles. I think he will be one of the better ones, much to the same, but I think he's going to be much the same with like a Jake Fraser-McGurk and like a Matty Way when he wasn't keeping a couple of years ago, and some other guys. Ben McDermott also had one of those type of campaigns before where they're batter only and they just smoke it. But the problem is, I think he's around about his price that he should be anyway. Like, we look here, his break-even's 91. That's priced at about 45 to 46. I just cannot put myself there and say, I want this guy here at 136.5k when that is the exact same price as Jack Edwards. And Jack Edwards is, yeah, break-even at 46. So I just do not think that Laurie Evans will impact the game as much as Jack Edwards will consistently, to be honest with you. And that's why that is the straight choice. Yes, Laurie Evans will probably outscore Jack Edwards in the first 3 rounds, but we need cash gen, and I feel like Jack Edwards is a hold for the whole tournament because of his role. So that's why Laurie Evans at the same exact price, even with the 2 double games, as a batter only, is just a no-go for me. Will Sutherland, even him, when we talk about the DP dual positions, is annoying. Philippi, no, that's a wicketkeeper. And Jen Vince, Munro, Khawaja, and Labuschagne, all sort of in the same category. And you'll see this just across the board for mostly players above 85, 90k for batters. James Vince doesn't bowl, 130k, that's a hell of expensive for a round 3 double. Munro, really expensive, 130k for 130.4 for a round 2 double, and Khawaja and Labuschagne are on BBL duty. Sorry, not BBL, test match duty. Both of them out of form anyway, so I wouldn't be picking them if they got dropped, which Khawaja won't. Labuschagne could. Labuschagne could because Bo Webster's, he's suddenly catapulted into contention because of Mitch Marsh and him not being able to get the workloads in. Travis Head, nope, dual position. Then we get to Fraser-McGurk and Mac Wright. I mean, Fraser-McGurk will talk on our own. Very, very similar theory to the likes of a Laurie Evans and also Well, Josh Brown's actually slightly different, to be honest, so we'll talk about him differently. But Fraser McGurk, he is so out of form, absolutely out of form, that it's not even funny. I haven't been able to check. I don't know if he went back to club cricket on the weekend, just to see. Let me actually just check. Jake Fraser McGurk, and we go Melbourne club side. Let's just see where he plays for in his local cricket, because that would be good to know. Domestic, nope. Let's just see. Doesn't seem like he's got any. I can find where he plays his club, because I wanted to go straight to it to see if he played on the weekend, but I don't think he did. Let's just go just club. Let's just see for 1 second here. No, that doesn't look like he's got a club side at the moment. I would have to look through a lot of things, and it would take a while for me to probably find it. But anyway, I just think he's so out of form. And yes, a T20 knock, we've seen that players can get back into form over one knock. But it's an 86 break even. Is he going to get... Are you really thinking... Because he's probably going to have one fail there. Are you really suspecting that he is going to score 60 off or like 50 off about 25 rocks or so to get up to his break even? Because that would be 85. Maybe he takes a catch in there. So he'd need sort of a 40 or a 50 here against the Sixers. And then who else do they have in their double to start? They've got the Sixers and Hurricanes. Hurricanes are a decent enough side. So I just don't know if he can do that, to be honest with you. So that's why I would be fading. And yeah, that's why this simple batter-only approach of fading them pretty much works. Mac Wright, pretty much, I think he's actually ruled out for the tournament, recovering from an ACL, I want to say. So yeah, that simplifies that. Then we have all-rounders. Keaton Jennings, opening batter, can probably get a good rock, and also 117.5k. It just feels expensive when you can look and go, I know Jacob Bethel isn't there, but Jacob Bethel, similar price. Fabian Allen, similar, even though Fabian Allen is probably going to be a no anyway, given his form, or a watch, I should say. But you have these all-rounders that are in and around that price, that are like, even just like, Tom Rogers, I think, is in and around that same price. Are you picking Keaton Jennings, a batter, or Tom Rogers, one of the only few bowlers at the Renegades, who will get his 8 overs each and every game? I'm picking a rebound from, rather than an international coming over here. Joe Clark, now you probably think that's actually a wicketkeeper, so move on. Darcy Short, Weatherald, I can probably link in the same sort of thought process. No, simply put, Darcy Short won't bowl because you've got Matt Short, Fabian Allen, plus probably one spinner at that point, and then you've got like the 3 quicks or whatever. You've got Jamie Overton, you've got probably Duckett, is it Duckett? No, not Duckett. Thornton and Doggett / Buckingham are the quicks that they'll go with. So yeah, he's not going to play. Not going to bowl, and a paddle only at 114. It's getting towards that price where you might want to go for him, but no, not enough. And Weatherald, similar theory there. He bats 5 and doesn't bowl. Billings, keeper. Josh Brown is probably the Melbourne Renegades player that I'm interested most about. And this is more surrounding what are the Melbourne Renegades going to do with their lineup. If we look here, and this is the thing that me and JG have gone back and forth about, just going, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? What are they seriously going to do? Because if you take this out and you say that he is a batter only, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, and I've said this countless times, they've got 4 bowlers, and then what? Bethel isn't going to be there. He is playing Test cricket. Nathan Lyon playing Test cricket. Harry Dixon, I thought he was a keeper. Apparently not. He's an opening batter that can roll the arm over. And you'll understand why I said roll the arm over. Sandhu is a bowler. Now, if you put Sandhu in this lineup over because maybe you want your captain Will Sutherland to play as a batter only. If you put Sandhu there, you got Will Sutherland batting 7, Will Sutherland batting 6, and then you got Tom Rogers batting 7, Gurinder Sandhu probably 8. That is an absolute tail and a half, to be honest with you. So they can't do that. Okay then, what can they do? Harry Dixon, are you going to put him in over like a Mackenzie Harvey and then have Jono Wells and Josh Brown as your batters that can roll the arm over for the 5th bowling option. Yes, they would have to bowl 4 between them. So you'd have Harry Dixon, Jono Wells, and potentially Josh Brown as your 5th bowling option that are going to get 4 overs. Man, that's going to help the batters if you have to have 4 between those guys. But that's why I say Josh Brown is an interesting one comparatively to Jake Fraser-McGurk, because I haven't seen Fraser-McGurk bowl, whereas Josh Brown has been used as a 6th or 7th bowling option for Victoria in games. We've seen that before. I haven't seen Fraser-McGurk bowl. Harry Dixon apparently bowled in the T20 league in the top end, and Jono Wells I'm pretty sure has bowled before. John Wells cricket stats. Let's go to this. Let's go to his profile on ESPN Cricket Info and just show you this. T20s, he's bowled 19 balls in T20s for 33 runs. In first class cricket, he's bowled about 50 overs for 1 wicket, and this day he's bowled 7 overs for 1 wicket. So he's bowled. To say he's bowled well is not there. But if we then go to Josh Brown, who I suspect is more the bowler than the likes of if we go to Josh Brown, you'll see his bowling. Nope, that's batting and fielding. His bowling hasn't bowled before in the BPL and stuff like that. This day, he's bowled in here, I'm pretty sure. Here we go. 9.3 overs, 1 for 66 in list A cricket. Not the worst. We'll get an economy rate bonus of 10 if he did. So yeah, that's why we're saying Josh Brown is an actual chance, because he might bowl. So that's why I'm just considering, are they going to sign an all-rounder a batting all-rounder who can genuinely bowl 2 or 3 overs? Because if that is the case, and you need Josh Brown to bowl 1 over, say the 8th or 9th over in the game, something like that, just to get through it, then that's fine. Or if you have Will Sutherland back and bowling 1 or 2 overs, and you pick another, and you get another all-rounder, or Josh Brown only has to bowl an over or 2 if Will Sutherland isn't up to it, then you start to get to a point where it makes sense, but also it gives opportunity for Josh Brown. So that's why if he's bowling an over or 2, it makes him a little bit of an option more so than the batter onlys. Hayden Kerr, Pearson Hayden Kerr, Cartwright is the next one. I just don't like it. Batter only, probably batting 6 and also not bowling. Simple as that. Bancroft, no. Silk, basically same situation as Cartwright. Cartwright probably gets more of a chance of a bowl and has the early double as well, or the early doubles, I should say. So I think they have their early doubles. Yeah, they have one, and was it round 1 and 4? So yeah, more chance of Cartwright than Silk. Maxi Bryant, either opening or batting 5. I don't like it either way, as he's a batter only. McSweeney on test duty. Tom Rogers at 87k. You're starting to get to the point where I'm just like, could he get on a heater and go up 20k? Tom Rogers at 87k, probably a no from me, to be honest with you. His saying's on in just BPL duty. Alex Ross, 84k. I just don't think so, honestly, at that price. To be honest, when they have Ollie Pope returning, I think he is the one to probably drop out of the order. Jono Wells at 78k is an intriguing one, depending on who do they think is going to bowl. Is it going to be Jono Wells? Because Jono Wells bowling 2 or 3 overs at 78k is probably almost a have, even though he would be a shocking bowler. Just because at 78k, there it is. Ollie Davies, batter only. It's fun to have one of the worst fixtures I've seen, aside from that of the likes of the Hobart Hurricanes. And you see here they've got their 5 bowlers. And Nick Manitson can also roll the arm over at 58.5k to be a 6th bowler. Ollie can also roll his arm over. So those guys would be probably the 6th bowlers there, to be honest with you, looking at that. And they may also go a batter lighter, but I don't think they will, because I think that's a really good and stronger lineup for them, to be honest with you. But Ollie is an intriguing one later on if he is getting, he's potentially even a cash generator if he gets away early. Because his break even will turn negative, and if he's bowling a little bit as well, rolling the arm over for 1 or 2 sneaky overs, then that could be good, but not to start, to be honest with you. Hobson's batter only, batting like 6, no thank you. Jason Sanger, 73k. I don't have him in my starting 11 for them, so yeah, simply put, that's why. And he's also, I think, injured at this point. Tim David, He's also one, if the Hurricanes had a better schedule, he would probably be here over like a Matt Renshaw or an Ashton Turner, but they just have a horrific schedule. He was one of the ones that I initially had, but I went for a bowler only from Hobart in Meredith, I believe, over him. Ashton Turner currently on my bench as well. I just think he returns to bowling a little bit more because Perth have injuries in their like all-rounder slots, whereas Perth, give me Perth, please. Here we go. You'll see Perth have the four bowlers, and then they have Hardy, who's the fifth bowler. Matthew Spores, I have him coming in as, I don't know if they'll play Fanning at like 7 or Hobbs at 7, a batter only at 7, but they could do that, which if they do that over Spores, then that would really help out the case for Ashton Turner, given that they'd have five quick bowlers, and you genuinely want a spinner, so Ashton Turner would bowl an over or two. So that's why I think Ashton Turner is a good get, because I think him being the only spinner available at the moment, given Connolly and also Ashton Agar's injuries, means he should be bowling a sneaky over or two. And a sneaky over or two and batting 5, he could easily get a 20 off 15, say, or a 20 off 12, and then take a wicket in the catch. And that's suddenly a 60, and a 60 like that, he would go up, 8k or so? An 8k rise is absolutely huge. Jewel, no thank you, don't even think he makes their starting team. Hobart, do I have him in their starting 11? There they are. I do have him. 70k, just horrific schedule, to be honest with you. Renshaw, I think similar theory alongside Ashton Turner is that he might get an over or two here or there as their 6th bowling option. If I just go over here, there you go. You'll see here 4 bowlers here. Then you also have Jack Wood, who is a bowler and a batter, and you've also got Paul Walter, and then Matt Renshaw, and that would be he's kind of their 6th or 7th bowling option. And we know that 5 need to bowl 4, so there is potential that he doesn't bowl. But I think also at that price, as a batter only, he could also just outdo it as a batter. Same theory with Ashton Turner as well, that they can just outscore it as a batter only. But there's also, so that's why I've gone for those two, is that I believe that they can outscore it as a batter only. But also there's a chance that they get an over or two, and an over or two, you can add almost 5 points per game just on for just bowling an over or two, in terms of just a wicket here or there and the dot balls, etc. Curtis Patterson, Tom Kelly, no thank you. They're just probably not going to play, to be honest, much. If Curtis Patterson does play, he's in good form, but Daniel Hughes comes back soon, so no thank you. Tom Kelly, don't think he plays. Then we're getting down Mackenzie Harvey. I think he's going to be the one that maybe drops out if they need another bowler or an all-rounder. So he's probably the one that drops out, which kind of sucks for him. He's been in decent enough form. Campbell Callaway, I just don't know if he plays or not. Sort of depends on Maxwell's fitness, but at batting 5, 6, 7 or whatever he will bat, I think about 6. I don't think it's a go, just because we don't pick play. If we're not picking Cartwright, who will probably bat ahead of him, I don't think we're picking Callaway. And then Nick Manninson, the last guy, I think you could potentially take a stab at Nick Manninson. I think he's the one that I'm looking for the Thunder's team and sort of announcements around their team and going, what's going to happen here with their team and their bowling lineup? Because if we just go here all the way over here, you'll see I have them currently scheduled to have 4 bowlers plus Daniel Sam's 5th. So Manninson probably becomes the 6th bowler at 58.5k. Him and Ollie Davies, sort of that 6th and 7th bowler. So it'll be definitely interesting to see what they do. Do they go with, they don't really have another all-rounder other than Salzman. Do they go with Sam Constas? I don't think they will, given the batters that they have here. So that'll just be what is Nick Manninson's role in the squad? I haven't really picked that up yet, so that's why he's there. And then Mirlo, Woods are both all-rounders. Jake Doran, a keeper. And then you've got Wakeham, Dixon, Fanning, and Sam Constas, I believe, are the last guys there that are batters. And I just don't think any of them really play, to be honest with you. We talked about Harry Dixon already. Sam Constas we just talked about with the Thunder. I don't think he gets a start there. Sam Fanning could play because of all the injuries, but he'd bat 7 or 6. Doesn't matter at that point. And Harry Dixon probably bats around that 5 or 6 role and doesn't really matter too much. But if he does get the arm over, he could be a really good cash generator. And then Charlie Wakeham is a good chance, I think, of being in and around that marker for Hobart. If we look at this, Wakeham, I actually have him batting 4 for them, just because of all the chaos that is with the likes of Mac Wright not there, as well as Shea Hope not there. but that would just be for round 1, I believe. And at that point, the likes of a Shea Hope comes in and Wakeham goes out, I believe, to be honest with you. So unless Wakeham goes and stays at 4 and they open with like a maybe a McDermott and I think this will be the top 3, to be honest. Wade, Jewell, McDermott. Just maybe they drop Jewell out for McDermott to open and Shea Hope to bat 3, or Shea Hope to bat 4, Wakeham to bat 3, and those 2, Wade and McDermott, to still open, etc. That just could be the case, but I just don't think I'd want to pick Wakeham from the start if he probably isn't going to play, to be honest with you. But anyway, that is the video there, going through the batters only. I decided to do batters only just because I thought it would take way too long to do the all-rounders, as well as the all-rounders kind of would overlap a lot in the bowlers tomorrow. So I'm going to do bowlers tomorrow only, and then also do the all-rounders on the Friday, as I said, which will be probably the big 30-35 minute video. But anyway, that is the video there. If you did enjoy it on YouTube, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload. And for those listening on Spotify, give me a follow on there. And if you wanted to hear all my other chat, whether it be SuperCoach, BBL, or the AFL Fantasy / SuperCoach, follow me on KB Sports Fantasy, as well as Kai Broom 35 on Twitter. So I'll see you guys in the next video, the bowlers, tomorrow. Bye, guys.